Hi everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Professor Shelly Oberon from Jumanji 2. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on that will take you exactly to the Sharpie portion of the video. There's even going to be one for color. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So for Professor Shelly, I'm going for a kind of a shrugged, like, what's happening kind of pose, you know? That's kind of how I see the professor. As always, like, you know, not sure what's happening or why they have to go through what they have to go through. So that's kind of the shrugged shoulder, you gotta be kidding me kind of thing, you know? Okay, and, you know, the professor's a portly fellow. It's Jack Black, you know, that's his body type. And so I just have to, you know, not exaggerating by making him a larger man. That's who he is. So I just got to sketch out kind of a bigger outfit, you know? Okay, and that's just who he is, you know, it's his character. And I've been a fan of Jack Black's for many years, and that's the nice thing is he's been able to have a career because of his skills and talents, you know, not because it wasn't based on being a, you know, leading man that's, you know, The Rock, you know what I mean, super buff and built. That it was about his skills, not about his looks. And that's fantastic. That's awesome. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I'm happy with it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I hate to be bragging saying, yeah, man, I'm doing good. But I guess I should, you know, pat yourself on the back every now and then. Why not, right? I mean, it's nice to feel it from other people, but why not pat yourself on the back? Treat yourself nice. Treat yourself, you know? And so I like the way it's coming out, so I'm starting to work a little bit on the details. Normally I always tell everybody don't work on the details because you might go too far and then you realize, oh, I got to turn around and I got to erase this and do that. But this is coming out nice. I like where I'm going, so I'm going to keep going with this. Okay, and the nice thing is too, this is also why I was pointing out anatomy. That the nice thing is it's working out for me. That I had to draw, you know, a skeleton frame first, and then. Like I said, not to shame and say draw a fat man, but I had to draw a bigger body on a you know, smaller skeleton frame just to make sure I get the sizing right, you know, because that's what it comes down to is that, well, he's a bigger guy, but he's a human being with the same bone structure as everybody else. So I just wanted to get that. But what I was trying to say is the nice thing is it worked. It's coming out, you know. Or my sketch is working, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, that's working pretty good for me. Looking good, it's looking good. And a lot of this I'm going to erase because it's too dark, and that's what a sketch is, just lines over and over and over and over and over again until I get it right. But I don't need all the lines. Oh, this is something else. Maybe I'll talk about this more later, but I've been coming up with this idea lately that these are confidence lines. And what I mean by that is the sketch, the beginning, are just, you know, exactly that. It's a sketch. And as I'm erasing, the thicker lines are staying. Those are the confident lines. So that's what you're drawing with, your confidence, you know? Whereas the sketch is just tiptoeing through and seeing if it works, you know? And the confidence is what's taking us through. The confidence is what's making it fantastic. So that's kind of what we're going to start calling the sketches. And the final sketch image are confidence lines. Let's see, I want to kind of give him a little bit of a surprise look. So I'm just going to open his mouth just a little bit. And but not too much, because I don't want it to look weird. But just to give him that shock, like, what are we doing here? Okay, let's see. He's got on his jungle hat. Let me get a little rounder. That's something else you got to remember too when you work on stuff like hats, is that it's going over the head. So you don't want it to be the exact same size as your skull. You know, it's got to be obviously a little bit bigger. And make it work. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. Let me double check a few things. Let's see. Outfit looks good. That's a little low. That's going to be hanging in a pocket. Okay, I think I'm good. I think it's time to get rid of the sketch lines and work with our confidence lines. So I'm going to erase lightly. And that's what I was saying by it's going to erase the sketch lines and leave the confidence. And because I did my sketch, I know what's underneath. I know the lines I'm sticking with, so I'm not too worried about what disappears. Don't want it all to disappear. We want a small ghost. You know, a ghost of an image. And sometimes I do that with make a ghost with a special computer. But today, I just need to erase the sketch lines and leave the confidence. So now we're drawing with confidence. All right, everybody, let's welcome all the people that skipped to this part of the section, the Sharpie section. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Thank you for skipping to this section. We're going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pens for the fine tiny little details, the finey tinies. And I'm going to use it to control things like the line widths of the face. I've already sketched my entire thing out. What's left is my confidence lines. We're going to be drawing with confidence. I've erased the sketchy sketch lines so I can see where I'm going with this. I'm going to start with the eyes, and I've got the professor kind of with the shrug shoulders like, what's going on? So he's got kind of an open eye too, like a surprised eye. So it's not so much closed like normal. So I'm going to draw the top of the lid like this, open just a little bit, do the other one like this. I'm just going to see where I have them. So I already kind of see that I shifted over like this a little bit. So I got to try to make that work. I got to try to recalibrate for that. And this is why I like drawing these lines first, to see what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I'm going to draw his eyes kind of wide and opened, so you can see the whole retina and pupil. And with these Sharpies, I've talked about this before, there's only so much I can do here because it's so tiny, it'll start to bleed on this paper. And so I'm going to draw just a few of the lines to make it look like it's going underneath, and I'm letting the bottom of the eye, the iris there, be the bottom of the eyelid, because these will bleed if I start drawing too much detail. So I want to draw the glasses now, and it's going to draw a circle on each end, but it may not be perfect. That's okay. I'm okay with that. You should be too. So I'm going to draw circles like this for the eyes, eyeglasses, and look, see, I already messed that up, but that's okay. I can just fix it and keep going. And plus, you know, he's got eyebrows that are going to be in there too, so I'm not worried about it. There's no reason to panic. And I'm going to make this circle. I'm going to try to make it the same size. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, it's not the best in the world, but it's not terrible. And so now I'm going to give him some eyebrows. And they're kind of in the glasses too. That's kind of always the tricky thing about drawing glasses and eyebrows is they're almost always like in the same spot. So it's kind of tricky to draw. So there you go. So that worked out for that. And so now, like I said, it's all shifted over just a hair. So I got to work on that, on fixing where it's going with the drawing. Okay. So let's see. So now I'm going to draw, and they're a bit big. They could have been smaller, but I'm going to work with that. So now I'm going to work on the nose. So now that I know where I'm going to draw just a little bit of a bridge like that. I'm going to draw the round bulbous part of the nose there, and the nostrils like that. And I said I'm going to have his face kind of open, kind of he's surprised, so I'm going to have a mouth, open mouth. So kind of something like this, not too crazy. And again, I just kind of shifted it all over so it's all nice and centered, okay? So I'm going to draw his beard and his neck. So I'm going to draw his chin's going to be up here. And, you know, I'm not trying to body shame anybody, but because he's got a little bit more meat on his bones, his chin's here and his neck is going to be underneath here like this, okay? And that's where it's going to go up to his collar. And that's just, you know, body shapes. That's all it is. We're not making fun of anybody. We're not calling anybody fatty or skinny or anything like that. It's just a body shape, and so that's what we're working with. Okay, so he looks kind of strange without a beard, huh? So I'm going to draw the rest of him up like this, up to his ears. I'm going to bring this side over here like that to his ears. And I'm going by my sketch, so when I say to his ears, I can see in my sketch that that's where his ear is. Okay? And I'm going to start to thicken some of these outer lines up a little bit too, because when I switch to this Sharpie, it's a whole new world because of how thick it is. So I'm just kind of working with that. So I'm going to draw his ears like this. And I'm just going to kind of come up just a little bit and see where I go with the hat before I go too far with the ears. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and just do some of his mustache and beard, but I feel like we should do that with color, but it needs something, right? Like he's got to have a little bit of something. So we'll kind of play around with just a little bit of facial hair like this, you know, just a little something. I'm not going to go too crazy and draw all the lines, but I do want to give him some facial hair, you know, he's got it. Just something like that, you know, not too crazy. And let's see, a little bit more there, bring this down. All right, and it's a tricky game because, you know, I want to draw more hairs, but I don't want to draw them all because, again, like I said, it should be done with color, not with a Sharpie, unless that's all you're using. Then go for it, you know. So he does have some hair, you know, so we're gonna draw some strands out like this. Again, just some whippy little whips, you know. All right, so now I've got the basics. Let me bring this in a little bit. It's too much of a round cheek there. So I've got the basics. So now I need to draw the hat and work my way down. Okay, so let's see. I think I should switch over to the big Sharpie now. That's what I'm going to do because I got the fine detail. Now I'm going to work with the big points. So this might not work out. It might not look perfect, but that's okay. Like I can already see that's a little bit off. I kind of want to come out a little bit more like this, you know? Go out. There we go. Something like that. All right, so I'm going to follow that and I'm going to go around and come back in, okay? And again, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Go around and come back in. Not bad. It's not bad, you know, it could be better, obviously, you know. So now I'm going to finish up his hair. Just kind of do something like this just to give him, you know, just some depth, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And just wisps, you know, something like that. And so now I'm going to draw the top coming up a little bit like this, like that. I'm going to connect it here in the middle. Then I'm going to go back to the top bring it around and connect it like that. Draw that little what do you call it? A little button at top. I'm gonna draw a few little details like that just to, you know, make it come alive, make it ours. I'm gonna connect anything I saw that I left open. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm very happy with that. All right, let's keep going. So now that I got that done, I'm gonna work my way back down. I'm going to draw his little bow tie that he's got right here. Like that, and that's where it connects to his shirt. And let's see, that means we can draw his shirt. But I guess let's come back around. We're gonna come down like this, come back around like this. That's the back of it to his vest. I'm gonna draw just a little bit of a collar like that. You know, where it's connected under the bow tie. Just something like that, nothing too crazy. Well, we'll just draw something like this for a shirt underneath. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to draw his jacket, and it's going to come down like this, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it all the way down. So I'm going to go to where it hangs down like this. We'll do the other side too. This is going to kind of do something like that. Connect that there, and that there, something like this. And again, we're just kind of drawing his you know, flaps. Just giving it a little bit of detail just to have some fun with it, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and draw his shoulders to his the bottom of his shirt. And so he's also got like these little flaps that are on the top of his jacket. And then the jacket reconnects like that. It's kind of, it kind of gets lost, and that's why I kind of wanted to do it like this, so you could actually see what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to draw, it's got a pocket over like this, and I'm going to draw some, his shirt's all flappy folded, you know, and wrinkled up, so I'm going to draw some folds and creases just to show that it's all wrapped over, you know. And I'm just kind of playing around with the look that it's all bunched up like that. So, okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing over here, then we'll work on the arms. And so I'm just building off of, you know, what I did before. And where I'm going with it. And we'll call that the flap. We'll say this one is kind of all wrapped up and bunged in here like that. All right, so there we go. We're just playing with some creases and folds because it's material. We're having a little bit of fun with the fact that we can bend some stuff. So let's start over here. Let's work on this arm. So it's all creased material, you know. So we're just gonna have a little fun with bends and folds. We should name them, like this is our friend Ben, and my friend Fold. Okay, and that's all. We're just making it. We're making it creased and wrinkly. Is what we're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to draw his forearm like this to his wrist, top to his wrist like that, and then his hands. I just kind of have both of them kind of shrugged out like this, you know. Like, get me out of here. I know he doesn't have a Texas accent like I do, but hey, we can't all be as awesome as I am from Texas. Ha 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 ha. All right. So I'm gonna draw the back of his hand here, and I got his fingers just kind of, let me see if I can show you, kind of splayed out like this. You know, nothing crazy, nothing dangerous, nothing technical, you know. We're just drawing fingers. All right. All right, so yeah, I know it looks kind of weird right now, but I can only do so much with this Sharpie. So that's also why I like to come back with the smaller Sharpie and just kind of fix some stuff. You know, I got pointy fingers, so I want to kind of round off some of this a little bit, give him some palm lines, just to, you know, make it work, something like that. All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, so there you go. There's one hand. All right. Okay, so this one, same thing, but it's more bent in. You know, it's not straight out like that one. So I'm just gonna again do some creases and folds, bendly bends. My friend bend, my friend fold. Oops, that touched. That shouldn't have touched. But that's all. Just adding a little, you know, a little bit of depth. All right, we're almost there. So now I'm going to draw his forearm like we did up there. You know, all bent over. To his hand. And same thing, we're going to draw the back of his hand. I'm going to draw the pinky like that. And it's a little pointy, but again, I'm going to fix that with a little Sharpie, you know. I'm going to draw his thumb out like this. I mean, I'm trying, but I'm trying to use Sharpies and paper that you can just find lying around your house. So these tend to bleed a lot for tiny little images. So, you know, maybe one day we should all get some better paper, but for now, I'm just using what you got around the house. I don't want you to have to go out and spend a lot of money on art supplies. You should always buy quality if you want it to look good. But for right now, just for us to do this on the weekends, maybe it's snowing or it's raining outside and you just want to have some fun drawing, you shouldn't have to look for a bunch of different art supplies, you know? I want you to be able to find what you got around the house. That being said, it's not the best stuff in the world, and sometimes it bleeds. So sometimes it's hard to make this work, but look, how's yours coming out? Mine looks awesome. You know what else I forgot? Connect his glasses. Perfect. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to draw his belt, his pouches, actually, hanging down like this. Now I'm going to add the tops in a second. And I wanted to do that with a smaller Sharpie for contrast and just to control the lines much better, you know? We'll go ahead and add a little bit of extra detail just to, you know, make it come alive, make it our own. All right, so now, let's see, he's got, ooh, let's do this. I got an idea. He's got a vest that's gonna come down like this. And let's see, I think what I'm gonna do is the middle line, I'm gonna use this tiny Sharpie so I can draw just the, you know, the detail of his jacket. Something like that. Again, just to make it different, make it stand out, you know? And he's got a chain going into his pocket like that. And I'm gonna do something a little like this, and maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't, you can't see it. Like, see it closed up there, it's open there. That's okay. No big deal. I'm just gonna do that. All right, so now I'm going to draw his pants, and that's it. We're almost there. I'm just gonna draw some bunged up pants like this, and draw the other part of the leg like this. And again, he's got a lot of, you know, wear and tear and creases and folds in his pants. So, you know, we're just gonna have some fun with it like that, because we can. Because this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to draw some lines, creases and folds, and there you go. All right, so now we're just going to work on his legs to his boots, and they're pretty simple. He's just got some of the big old muscular legs like that, top of the boot. Again, it's all disheveled and worn since being out in the jungle. It says welcoming you to the jungle. Something like this. And again, I'm just adding some wear and tear, some detail, some creases and folds, you know, my favorite. All right, so same thing here, big old muscular leg. And I'm just drawing the floppy, like a galosh. Is that what you call one? Because I know you call them galoshes. Is one just a galosh? All right, and just drawing the wear and tear, the beat up boot, something like that. And there you go, and that's good. So yeah, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Professor Shelly Oberon. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.